In this video, I'll tell you what a mental aspect is. Before I get to that, I want to say that I am very happy with each and every subscription. I'm also very happy with the fact that I was already able to help few people with my content. Thank you very much, guys, for all the remarks and comments. All of them. The positive ones, constructive, and the critical ones. Regarding the comments, I love to receive them in the section below the video, if that's fine with you. By the way, it also speeds up promoting knowledge from this channel. Now let's jump to what is a mental aspect. I received feedback that this notion was not clear enough in last video, the last one meaning 8 habits mentally strong people do not have. I'll explain it by first giving lots of examples and then by giving a general summarizing description in the very end. First example, increasing your self-worth as a human being, as a man, as a woman, as an employee, and so forth. Increasing it requires work with thoughts, and it definitely is different than office work or physical labor. Second example is process of making decisions. Third example is making sure that emotions that appear in your head are positive as much as possible. The emotions depend on few factors, but most interestingly, they depend on how we describe the world in our thoughts. What is also interesting is that by changing the description, we are able to decrease the influence of factors that are negative. I will now give you more down-to-earth examples. First down-to-earth example. Actions needed to stop getting angry at waiting for something, like in line, in traffic, or for a delivery man. Mentally strong people have very few negative emotions, or they do not have them at all when speaking of waiting. In particular, they do not have negative emotions related to things they do not control, or the emotions are weak in worst case. Second example is actions needed to be happy without consuming services and stuff. To not be obsessed with things like, I must have more money, I must buy a new smartphone, I must buy a faster car, I must have a smartwatch, I must go to Thailand for a vacation. Depending on a context, those desires might not mean anything bad. But what is important here are emotions that accompany those desires. Mentally strong people are able to postpone their desires into the future. Mentally strong people are able to put money aside for their desires and needs. Mentally strong people are able to wait for any gratification and do that with joy. Mentally strong people are able to say something like, yeah, these are cool and nice things, but they are not necessary for me to be happy. I'll be fine if I don't buy them. Third example, actions for building a habit of saving money. Mentally strong people are able to do that in any conditions, regularly, for a long time, and with joy. Fourth example, actions allowing you to feel good with your body. Actions stopping you from looking into a mirror every time you walk into a bathroom. Stopping from looking at your body in every other shopping window. Mentally strong people rather don't do that, and even if, then very rarely, and only to smile with gratitude for what they have. Last example, actions that allow you to think good about your past successes, so that you can be happy with them and not diminish them. Diminish by saying they don't matter now. This is important as perceiving your past may influence your current self-worth. Actions from this example allow to revisit not only past successes, but also past failures, and without negative emotions. Making conclusions from successes and failures, combined with mental exercises, build up mental strength. By mental exercises, I mean revisiting in your mind situations or putting yourself in your mind into likely situations for the purpose of training new behaviors and thinking patterns. We've gone through lots of examples. It's time to wrap up with something generic. And so, mental aspects are general ways of interpreting, general mental habits, and general thinking patterns, all relating to yourself, to events, to your actions, and to actions of other people. If you feel that I've brought some light to what mental aspect is, then thumb up and subscribe so you always know when something new appears. Please feedback me below the video, and see you.